Please allow me at this moment to take advantage of this rare privilege and invite the Honorable Minister of Technology and Science, Honorable Felix Mutati, to come and address us.
My dear friend, the Bank of Zambia Governor, Managing Director of Africa FinTech Summit, and Chief Executive, can I simply say, all those that are friends to digital transformation, those that are present here and those that have joined us online. MD, I want first of all to thank you for the very serious efforts that you made to ensure that this event takes place here in Lusaka, in Zambia. The efforts that you made, that regardless of the difficulties and challenges that were being faced, your passion was to be able to lift the digital platform of Zambia, not only in Africa, but globally. We thank you for that effort. And we commit to you that we don't take this for granted. We shall use this occasion for a number of reasons. One, to connect our fintechs with those that are coming from outside Zambia, learning from each other, listening to each other, and ultimately beginning that play to transact. And you have brought, I believe, quite a few big boys and girls from outside Zambia. This is a spirit that you must be able to deliver for Africa if we are going to change digitally. So I'm grateful. But beyond bringing the investors, you have also brought us, among them, a number of them that love tourism. So we have people here that beyond this summit are going to spend a few days in Livingstone and other places. So for Zambia, it's win-win. Tourism, we win, we tick. FinTech, we win, we tick. Knowledge sharing, we win, we tick. There can't be any occasion where you are ticking all the boxes. I thank you, MD, and your colleagues. Dear colleagues, for us, this summit is about our thrust to deliver digital transformation and improve the competitiveness of Africa in the digital world. That is what we must do. What we must do, MD, is how do we leverage technology and innovation to be able to unlock economic opportunities, creating the jobs, creating entrepreneurs, and making sure that the African youth, that student, has their eyes opened to what technology and innovation can do. Africa will only change if we embrace technology and innovation. And that's why we are grateful that you are able to come and deliver this summit here. And for my colleagues from Zambia, you must begin to appreciate that we are becoming an attractive child in the digital world in Africa. We are now much more handsome digitally, much more beautiful digitally. And that is why the African Summit is being brought here. Because, MD, you only deal with those that are digitally beautiful and those that are digitally handsome. And you have found lots of them here in Zambia. My contribution, MD, is around 5 points. And the first point is keeping it simple. Let us keep it simple. And let's define a journey where everybody walks with us. And this journey has 3 layers. And the first layer in technology is what is called enhancement. How can you leverage technology to be able to enhance existing financial products, existing financial services, so that you begin to create a change? Where we are, MD, is how can we be able to deliver government services to our people of Zambia? We have different government services, and colleagues will tell you that the existing platforms are enhanced so that we minimize the cost of delivery, we inject efficiency, and we also target the correct citizen. And our principle, MD, is that we are employing technology to scratch where it teaches. That is called enhancement. The second layer, MD, is empowerment. How can you deploy technology, the technology, financial products and services, to the extent that our citizens can have better control of their financial lives? Because that's what technology is about. Giving the power back to the people. That is empowerment. And the third one on this journey is envisioning. When we look forward, what is it that we shall do in the future in the delivery of financial services and products that will not be delivered without the deployment of technology, and they only be delivered with technology? In this part, we call it the 3 E's. That is the journey that you travel, and that is keeping it simple, so that everybody who's working on this journey is walking on steps, is enhancing, we are empowering, and we're envisioning, delivering a digitally different person. So that is keeping it simple. The second one, MD, is creating an enabling environment. In this country, we have so far delivered our digital transformation strategy that defines very clearly the path that we are going to take to transform our economy. And this path, recognizing that there are certain key pillars that must be addressed, that are defined in the digital strategy. What is it that we are going to do in terms of e-government? How are we going to deal with digital financial inclusion, and how are we going to address ourselves to digital skills and literacy? But much more important, the reason that we have come here is digital innovation and entrepreneurship. But underpinning this is digital infrastructure that must be delivered. So we have a digital strategy that tells us that in terms of being a digital economy, we are at 45%. So we have got some way to go. It's better you know where you are starting from and the amount of heavy lifting that you have got to do. Otherwise, you'll be fighting and boxing in the air. So we are clear in terms of strategy. We also, 2 weeks ago, launched our ICT policy, a framework where we're going to deliver the transformation. We are also undertaking an exercise to look at the enabling legislation, including the startup bill for our fintechs, that will address a number of issues, including access to financial resources, including the difficulties that is there from dreaming the idea to a commercial invoice. That journey for your average startup can be difficult. So our startup bill will provide the tools and weapons to assist our new startups. I'm glad we have the Bank of Zambia governor here. The central bank has ensured that this whole process of approvals and licensing is streamlined. We heard that no more than 90 days. But beyond that, they are also improving digital services and financial products, creating a framework on how this must be delivered, but not forgetting to protect the consumers. That is what the central bank is doing. Their fellow regulator, which is called ZICTA, is not left behind. They are also simplifying the licensing procedures, removing the bureaucracy and bottlenecks that are holding back our fintechs to move forward. So having a robust enabling environment is key for the fintechs. And that, MD, we are doing as a matter of purpose. Regulation was seen to be one of the barriers to the entry of fintechs, particularly in the financial sector. Bank of Zambia has simplified, ZICTA has simplified, and yours truly, the ministry, is at the forefront of bringing these summits to connect our fintechs with the outside world. That is called an enabling environment. That is our role. Our role was 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago. We had the Digital Government Service Summit here with over, I don't know how many. And the intention again was fermenting the idea, the digital ideas on how government services can be better delivered. That is the role for yours truly, Ministry of Tech. So everybody has got a defined component to deliver in order for us to achieve digital transformation. The third element, MD, is that the ICT sector is the fastest growing sector in this country. We are growing in excess of 14%. No other sector comes close. And this is demonstrated, for example, by the growth in mobile transaction, which has increased by close to 90%. That is huge. That is huge. Our internet penetration is going towards 60% at 58%. That is the condition that you need in order to ensure that digital transformation and technology and innovation begins to be internalized by the citizen. It becomes like water which they must take every day. You can't do without digital. That is a key message. So whether you are resistance colleagues, whether you hate it, you will never be able to run away from digital. It will find you wherever you are. That is the power of digital. It is there with you in the night, during the day, and wherever you hide. It will sniff you out. Digital has no boundaries. My point, MD, is the issue around connectivity and devices. In order to enable digital, you have got to have investment in digital infrastructure. Now, how do you drive the investment in digital infrastructure? What we have done, particularly in 2023, is that we provided the necessary tax concession and incentives that you can bring in digital infrastructure such as towers, such as phones, without paying any duty. And the intention was for us to be able to boost digital financial inclusion. The intention was for us, for the citizens of Zambia, to be able to have a service that is delivered that is affordable. And because we did that, MD, we saw almost an outbreak of investment coming in the tech sector. Investment that has connected Zambia to all the 8 neighboring countries. We are now connected. Investment that has enabled Zambia to be able to deliver digital even to the remotest part of Zambia through low orbit satellite. That we said was important because that is the only way you are going to lift up financial inclusion. But much more important, that's the way you're going to expand the market for the fintechs to be able to reach that customer wherever they may be. So we are expanding opportunity. And we shall continue on that trajectory. But we have seen that one of the barriers to access is the cost of smartphones. And when we met last week in Rwanda with colleague ministers, every minister was breaking their head, how can they sort out this issue of cost of smartphones? A couple of days ago, my brother minister from Kenya said, I have opened a smartphone factory. So that is one of the options. So yours truly, Zambia has also, through HH, secured a transaction that by June next year, we shall also deliver a plant where we shall make smartphone. The intention, MD, is to bring down that cost, to bring the cost down, so that we can boost financial inclusion. And below that, MD, is for us to be able to deal with the issues of skills and literacy as a second layer. But you can't start with skills and literacy if the person hasn't got the gadget that we are going to show you, to show him. So we have this deliberate approach. But for those that have already got smartphones, from the government side, we have insisted that we are going to deliver government services, such as social cash transfer to the vulnerable, using the phone. So whether you like it or not, and we saw that even those that were reluctant to be digital, because a value proposition was put forward, literacy was not an issue. How they got it, it doesn't matter, but they are literate, because there's value to be harvested. And you know, when there's cash, nobody wants another person to receive the cash on their behalf. They want to be able to smell the cash. So a value proposition in delivering government services is going to help us on the digital skills and literacy. In fertilizer, we call it here the Farmer Input Support Program. My colleague from the Ministry of Agriculture is also delivering to the farmer the contribution digitally, including those that have got feature phones. They will need to receive a code in order to receive fertilizer. So without a code, you can't receive fertilizer. In a stroke, over 1 million have been financially included because of the value proposition. That is what you need to do in terms of enhancing financial inclusion. And once you do that, you are doing it for the fintechs. The fintechs, all of a sudden, they have got almost an additional 1 million of customers where they can be able to reach and expand their business. The government doesn't work for itself. It works for the people. Our job is simply to transform the lives of the people of Zambia. That is our obsession. In this obsession 2024, we are going to deliver what we are calling community digital centers in all the parts of Zambia. I think PS is 102 or thereabout. And the purpose is that for those that have no ability, they can be able to be served as near as possible to where they are, creating conveniency, eliminating travel costs, and also eliminating wasting of time. We are doing this for our fintechs to be able to expand their market. And point number 5, I simply call it Ubuntu. I am because we are. And this principle says we have got fintechs here that are making progress. But they can be elevated and expanded upon when they mingle with the ones that you have brought, the investors, the other fintechs. We had one young lady here from Premium Credit. A couple of years ago, under 5 years, she started with under 2,000 customers. Today, she's hitting almost 200,000 customers. That is what digital does. What digital does for her Premium Credit is now going in the region. It's going in the region. And I have followed her progress and many of the fintechs here. MD, I can tell you we have fintechs that are doing the tax collection programs in Lesotho, in Eswatini, born from Zambia, digitally brought up in Zambia. So it shows you that when you marry with a Zambian fintech, you are also going into the region. And because you are dealing with one who understands the regional market, the regional language, and how you work digitally in the region, bring your resource, bring your talent, bring your experience, and our fintechs will bring you the connection. So at the end of the day, all of you will be harvesting digital dividends. And that's what MD you said you are here for. That the people here, the fintechs, the kids, the students, must be able to be exposed on how they can harvest digital dividends. I can tell you we have many ripe fintechs in here, but we also have some that are being born. Some in the process are struggling. And the role of government is to be able to support those that are struggling. That's why we have provided government resource to the extent of 16 million kwacha by way of grants to support our boys and girls in order to find the digital legs that they need to work. But we have realized that it's not only finance that is a problem. There is mentorship. There is the issue of the idea being robust. Because you create an idea, it may not be consumed. And that's why you bring your colleagues, so that they can be able to be assisted and put that idea into the digital furnace. If it comes out, there needs to be an invoice. If it doesn't come out, start again. So colleagues, fintech in Zambia, there's no shortcut to harvesting digital dividends apart from going through the digital furnace. Sometimes it takes time. It also requires patience, perseverance. When you fall in the digital web, you must fall looking up, because then you have got hope to rise. You digital techs, when you fall down, don't fall looking down, because you find that you have been overtaken by that digital bus. The digital bus has gone past you. So we think that you coming here is a great opportunity for Zambia, for the region, and indeed for Africa. For me, I see this as Africa's moment, Africa's opportunity, Africa's time. This is the digital time for Africa. This is the time that we use digital to deliver jobs, to change lives, and for Africa to say, never again, never again. Shall we always stand and be spectators? We are going to be players in the digital world. And that's why one of the wise African men said, eating with the gazelles, eating with the lions, and running with the gazelles. When a gazelle wakes up in the morning somewhere in Africa, it knows that it must run faster than the fastest lion, otherwise it will get killed. Also, when the lion wakes up, it knows it must outpace the slowest gazelle, otherwise it will starve to death. So the moral of the story is that it doesn't matter whether you're a lion or you're a gazelle. When the sun rises, you must run. Keep running. Keep running. Keep running digitally. Otherwise, you perish. Thank you.